Talk to me about the journey.
Man, boxing, fuck. Boxing's the best, bro.
What is up, man? It's your boy, Alexander Michaelides, and welcome back to another episode of the Hustlers Hub podcast. I'm here with my other host. What's your name, man?
Chris Ingo, baby. Episode 10. Let's go.
So, episode 10, absolutely insane to be 10 episodes in. It feels like just yesterday we started, Chris.
Double
but to the right of
digits.
me, I have a very special man by the name of, what's your name, man?
Nathan So.
Nathan So. It's going to be a really, really good episode. Nate and I go way back. You're my barber turned boxing coach. Man. That's the best way to put it. But before we kick off with the game that we always do, tell people a little bit about yourself. How old are you? Where you from? What you do?
Me, I just turned 28.
Hey.
I'm a barber, boxing coach, fighter. Yeah, man, I had a background in basketball. How I met AJ was from running camps.
Yep.
And just been sort of like, you know, in his life ever since, in and out in different roles, I guess.
In different roles.
Yeah.
Nah, dope, man. We're going to touch on all of it in a minute. You got a great story and definitely a good, unique perspective on life, which I definitely value. But as always, we start off every episode with a game of overrated, underrated. Chris, start us off.
My one is YouTube boxing. What are your thoughts on that?
Overrated or underrated, Nate?
Overrated or underrated? Probably, I think it's even kill. You know, it does a lot of actually good things for boxing, like putting spotlights on fighters on the undercards and stuff. Draws a lot of attraction. Some of the boxers are shit, but if you actually look, like some of them are actually okay. And I give respect to anyone who gets in the ring anyway. What's his name? Jake Paul. He actually can.
Bro, he actually box.
Yeah, he can punch.
Do you reckon he's a solid boxer?
Do I think he's a solid boxer?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you reckon he'd be KSI?
Who? KSI? I haven't seen KSI, but I heard he was knocking
but they're
people.
bummies.
It was a fucking schmuck fight.
Yeah,
You
I
fought
know,
a rapper
but that was like...
and some random Mexican in the same night. Like, it made
Two guys in the same night?
Yeah.
I think that's
Bro,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
but one was a rapper who's never boxed, and the other one was like this skinny Mexican kid from the
but
fucking
that was actually a
streets.
professional boxer. He had like a good,
I don't know,
okay
bro.
record.
I feel like still to go through that whole process,
Yeah.
to be in front of the crowd, to walk in, to be in the actual ring, to do your thing, like, no, you know, it's still impressive, I think.
Nah, definitely. It has put like a shine of light on the sport. Like,
Yeah.
look at Jake Paul.
Who
bro.
is he? Who is KSI?
It's like, you don't know who KSI is?
way.
Nah,
Fuck.
I know who he is. I just don't know what he's like famous for.
YouTube. Started off FIFA YouTube videos, and then influencer.
He's
now,
done like so much.
yeah,
Has he?
Now he's a
like
mogul.
Prime.
You know Prime, the energy drink, the sports drink.
No.
Bro, that's what happens when you're 28.
I don't pay too much attention, man, to be honest.
No, that's actually a perfect segue to my underrated or overrated, and that's like isolation in terms of like social media detox. So if anyone knows Nate, you know this guy. If you send him a message, at least 8 business days, at least 8 business days, and some people are like, what the fuck, but like doing it, you respect it. So yeah, bro, like isolation, social media detox, overrated, underrated.
Definitely underrated. Definitely underrated. I think there's a whole lot you can learn by just being by yourself and being with your thoughts and being around life, observing life, you know, and detoxing from the phone. You hear it often as a cliche, but I think it's really valuable. I think the most significant realizations I've had for myself have come when I've just sat and done nothing.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like 15, 20, 30 minutes, just thought, meditated, and just kind of like, I think all the answers you have as far as where you want to go are like kind of inside yourself, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So
But
I think I'm
From within.
it's always from within. But is there a
within,
reason like you got like that, or did you just wake up one day and be like, fuck it, like solo? Were you like that as a kid, like, or you just a mixture of things?
No, I think when Instagram came out when I was like 18, bro, I was definitely addicted to that. You know, I was definitely doing things for clout, like photos, you get likes, especially if you like a girl, you know, you got a crush on a girl and she likes your photo. That's like the best thing in the world. It's great. There was nothing that could match that, bro. I'm telling you, you know, so you get like that, man. But I think, yeah, I don't know. My mum always was big on meditation. She used to make me meditate when I was young, when I was like 5, 6. So I think
Really?
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's actually sick.
Is it hard to meditate? Because I feel like it's like a lot more than just breathing and shutting the fuck up. Like I feel like there's a lot more to it.
It depends on your mind. If you got a overactive mind, it can be challenging.
Yeah.
You know?
I reckon it definitely takes practice.
Yeah.
How often do you meditate?
On and off, man. Like last fight I had, the whole week I was just visualizing and meditating maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. 20 minutes and 30 minutes, it gets a bit harder. You got to quieten your thoughts a little bit. But 10 and 15 is good just to bring you back to
You just
reality.
get grounded.
Yeah.
Do you not get tired?
Tired?
Yeah, like when we were meditating in school and shit, like we do it, I'd fall asleep after. Like, is that wrong?
That can happen too, for sure. Depends what position you're in. Are you sitting up?
Yeah, just like, what do they say? Like guide hand for like receiving, down for grounding, like all those YouTube tutorials and shit.
Oh, really?
How do you meditate? I feel like I'm doing it wrong.
I don't know. Just sit.
Sit down.
Sit and feel comfortable, close your eyes. I feel like when you're meditating properly, you're actually quite alert.
Really?
Yeah. Like the goal is to be detached but alert at the same time.
Fuck. I've been doing
Yeah,
it
we
wrong.
gotta try it, bro.
Yeah, that's it. You started. We're gonna be meditating like every morning and shit.
Man.
You just hear.
Man.
So like, is it something? Is it a practice you do daily, or is it just like coming up to a fight, or just whenever you feel like you need it?
When I feel like I need it. There's been certain times in my life when I've felt like I need it more, need to reflect more. Is it like, sometimes you might feel like you don't know where you're going in life. You kind of just like, going day to day. And that's when I like to get a bit of perspective and sit and just, try to find some direction. Like, what do I want in the future? Have some like visions. Like when you're a kid, you're always having these strong visions of what you want. Your creative mind is like very strong. And I think as you get older, like a lot of us can lose that. You can get caught up in just like, work.
Yeah, 100%. Like being stuck in that loop is like the worst thing. And it's like, on like a Sunday, if I like finish work like today, like tonight I'll just reflect on like how the week went and how I want next week to come, because it's like time goes by fast, bro. When you're working every day and you're like doing shit, it's like next day it's already fucking Friday and shit. The weekend's here.
It's
like I reckon that's very good. So like,
do you meditate as well, or like?
Nah, but like I just reflect like in my journal and stuff. But like I used to meditate like during. I did like a 6-month challenge.
Yeah.
One thing was like to do 5-10 minutes of meditating a day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Oh, and you did that?
Yeah. And
Nice.
it like helped like so much, like you said, like clearing
Yeah.
your mind and just feeling grounded within yourself.
Yeah.
Nah, I definitely feel like it's something we got to do because we're two busy
Yeah,
young men.
1000%.
And it does, like you said, you get caught in the loop where it's just like, there'll be days we both work 6 days. Like this bloke worked fucking 9 days straight, like in the last fortnight. And it's like, how do you detach from that? Because it's like, wake up, like have breakfast, work. And then like, although we're creative, it just like, he still gets caught in the loop. Like, I feel like even having a conversation like this with you, Nate, is like, for me, this is my way to unwind and like, because like we reflect on what we've done and where we've been, and there's always like gaps between episodes. So I definitely feel like for the people listening at home, take time to reflect, meditate, as Nate said, and don't fall asleep after like I do.
If you fall asleep, you probably need some actual sleep. You're probably just like really tired.
Me and Chris could sleep for days, man. But you touched in your intro, man, and how we know is boxing, bro. Talk to me how you got into it, why you got into it, and yeah, talk to me about the journey.
Man, boxing, fuck. Boxing's the best, bro. What a sport, dude. I was like thinking about it today, just like, what a sport. I think some arts you get into, like whether it's, basketball or bodybuilding or whatever your passion is, like you just appreciate the craft and you just, I don't know, it's beautiful. But boxing, how I got into it, I just went to a PCYC in St Kilda and just started training. I'd come off like 2 hip surgeries.
Yep.
So I wasn't playing basketball anymore. I was looking for, the period between basketball and boxing, I was partying a lot. I was working, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was straight basketball and like just real straight edge, and then I had it sort of taken away through injuries. And when you're a competitor, you live off that. So I filled it with partying. I was working in a bar and stuff like that, filled it with partying and whatnot. And it was like that thing where you have no direction. I had like that feeling for like maybe 3 years of just sort of no direction, but covering it with, drinking and all that other stuff.
Distracting yourself.
Yeah, distracting myself, you kind of almost form this alter ego. Like that's not really you, but it's like, oh, hey, cool. Like, people like me. I'm a social guy, drinking, this and that. It's like, cool, man, but in reality, you're actually not really doing anything, So eventually, I just through exercise, I went to a PCYC and started boxing, and like just naturally me, I just kept doing it.
Yeah. Before we dive a little bit further into boxing, I think something that definitely important to touch on. When this guy says basketball, he wasn't just playing on a Friday night. Like, you went to the States for you, right? Like, you were playing youth league, you were playing Big V. Like, talk to us about kind of basketball and the impact and how far you went and how that definitely transitioned into boxing.
Basketball is huge. Basketball is is huge, man. And I think that's why I always think when you're young, you should always have a sport or a passion or a hobby that, you know, it's kind of been the whole basis of my life. All my friends are from basketball. All the qualities I have in life were taught through basketball. The work ethic was all basketball. I had a coach called Sidel Threet. He played in the NBA for like 14, 15 years, and his mantra from when I was like 12 was no excuses. We used to, you know, always, that was what was drilled into us. So I think that carried forward. Yeah, basketball was big, man. Rep, college.
Where'd you go to college?
It's Iowa Lakes Junior College, Iowa Lakes Community College in Iowa. There was not much really there.
What's in Iowa?
Just playing ball, bro.
Not a whole lot.
So it's the grind. So you were literally on that. Like, I feel like every kid who plays basketball dreams of going to college.
Yeah.
And you did it. Did it live up to the expectations of the dreams you set, or was it more so like, fuck, this is whack?
It was a reality check.
How so?
Man, like, well, because when I was in Australia, I was probably considered as a top guy from around Melbourne, and so I always got opportunities. You know, to be honest, there was a certain level of like entitlement. Yeah. Because as I got good, I always just felt like I deserve things, and I still worked hard, but I almost got into playing positions, and I felt like I deserved minutes and this and that. And when you go over to the States, like, and you try out for a team, that shit doesn't fly. Once you get in the gym, all 20 guys there, you're equal. You don't have like, oh, we recruited you. Oh yeah, you know, there's no entitlement there. Yeah. So it's a dogfight. Every day. So I had to, you know, it was a big growing like pain, if you will, for the first couple months. I was out there with myself.
How old were you when you went over there?
19.
Shit. So it was our age, 19. First time you left the country by yourself?
Nah, I've left by myself, like, for tours and stuff, but with like a group. Yeah. But I guess that was the first time, like, by myself. I had Emmanuel Golong.
Oh, yeah.
You know him? He came out as well.
Yeah.
So I had another like close friend from Australia there. And Ben was like 3 hours away. Ben Shellham, if you don't know him. Fucking strength performance.
The guy killed me now.
The guy who put you on the cut straight away.
So you're at JUCO. Went there, you're playing Big V here and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then you went to JUCO and you were there for a full year?
Yeah, for a full year, for like 11 months.
Were you playing? Were you not playing? Were you partying? Like,
man,
because I feel like if people go to the States, it's kind of sink or swim. Like, you either come back and you're like, yep, this is my life, or you're like, nope.
Sink or swim, yeah, for sure. I was recruited as like to be the backup point guard, and in the scrimmages and stuff, I wasn't actually playing that well, and I ended up getting out hustled by a walk on. So I ended up being the third string point guard. Yeah, his name was Parker Bailey.
Parker Bailey.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He was a good guy, but he just, you know, typical American, just had that toughness, didn't really give a fuck, like came in and just did all the intangibles, which when I came in and was like, oh, I'm too cool.
It was like you had that sense of entitlement you had here, because I think people in Melbourne are soft.
Yeah.
Like, we're fucking soft. Soft like butter, like grass-fed beef, fucking oat milk. Like, we're soft people.
It's true.
It's a different hustle.
It's true, man. There's a comfortableness, especially in sports. You know, people might grind with their work and stuff. That's cool, but when it comes to being competitive in sports, it's more like a friendly competition.
Exactly, like, and it's like, and especially with the state program here, it's like whose parents can afford $20K to put you in a state program. It's not the 12 best hoopers in the state. No, it's the 12 families who can afford it and access and stuff. So yeah, you had that sense of entitlement growing up, and then you got beat by walk on. How was that, bro? So like a walk on is like people just try out for the college, right?
Yeah,
like,
so one of the guys who was already on the team just brought a friend to come to the school. That's crazy. And like he paid his way. So, you know, I was on a scholarship, and
fuck.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
How did that feel, man? I remember how did that feel? Pretty shit. Like you get ego checked. Your ego gets shattered, you know? But I think looking back on it now, it's the most important thing to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have your ego checked for sure. But like for the first half of the season, I didn't really play that much. But then I started to click into what did I need to do, humble
Worked it
myself
out.
and work hard. And I started playing by the end of the season. You know, I was a second string by the end of the
So
season.
you still got there.
I still got there in the end.
How'd it feel to finally beat, what was his name? Parker? Was it?
Parker. I mean, like, but so by the end of the season, it was like sometimes he'd get on first and take the backup minutes, and sometimes I'd take the backup minutes.
It was hit and miss.
It was hit and miss. It depended on the practice.
Yeah, okay.
It all depended on the practice that week, and because we would have like 3-4 practices or 5 a week, so depending on your performance. So every practice is like it's like a dogfight.
It's a grind.
Man. It's just it's a great experience.
Was practice or games harder for you? I'm gonna guess practice, right?
Games. The stress of performing if I knew I was gonna play it, that was tough.
Yeah.
Practice, you don't have any stress of performance. You're just playing.
It's just
You're just playing basketball, you know.
That's definitely. But it'd be tricky to like fight for your spot every time you're
week.
practicing. It's like fuck, it's me or him.
Yeah. I mean, but like I think when you're in the moment, you're just naturally competitive.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the game, you're kind of like worried about your performance. It's like performance anxiety, you know.
Yeah, 100%. I just play ass, bro. When like, bro, bro, I'd be so stressed some games. Like, I wouldn't shoot because I wanted to stay on the court. Yeah, I was like, I need to stay on the court. Like, I want to play. My mom was yelling at me, under 14s and shit, abusing me.
It's for Coburg.
Yeah, bro. It was like, it's a real thing. Like, but like, it's all about confidence. Like you touched on like performance anxiety. Like, it's a big thing.
You know what I'm talking about,
bro. It's tricky.
And it's because like you have that ego, right? You think, I'm supposed to be this good.
Yeah.
So if I don't perform to this level, then like it's a letdown.
I think that's the hard thing in a team sport. But like, do you feel that like doing bodybuilding, Chris?
Oh, in bodybuilding, like performance anxiety, nah. Because we perform once, bro. If you step on stage, bro. But like, yeah, it's definitely not the same. Week in, week out, you guys are playing games. You gotta like play to a certain level, and like no one's really watching over me. And like, if it's always like gonna be on me, you know.
Yeah, the onus is on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, and you have no expectations to feel other than your own. It's like whether or not you have a good session and you come home, and then if not, you get after it the next day. But like, I think for someone in a team sport, if you train bad, like you're fucked potentially. Like you're not playing, and then Parker's getting minutes of you, and then you're going back to the dorm. You're like, fuck this.
I mean, that's like with footy.
Yeah,
I guess,
fair.
Like you gotta like play for a spot, especially in like reserves and like ones. You have to play really well in practice, and then you get picked.
But like,
get dropped.
Yeah, like you touched on, Nate, it's definitely a mindset thing and it's a mentality thing. Like I think it should be compulsory for kids to play some sort of team sport because you learn so much from it. But yeah, so you spent 11 months there. How'd you guys go in the season? Was it a good season or?
We lost in the conference. So every like district, like Northwest or whatever, has a conference, and we lost in the conference tournament to go to the national tournament to a team called DMAC, which stands for Des Moines Area Community College, which is like Des Moines, like the capital of Iowa.
Just some
Small town, just some small city, man.
So yeah, after the season was up, you came home, and then what was your mentality? Was it like
Party?
Really?
Time to party.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because I wasn't playing, but so the season ends and you actually stay at school for like 3 more months. So you're not playing, you know. Yeah. So I just started drinking at that time, and like getting into girls and shit, and that was like I was like, oh, this is new, and then yeah, man, I basically formed this new identity because I could never really get too many girls when I was like, you know, like 12 to 18 because I was just playing basketball.
12. That's great.
When I was born to like 18, you know, I got them, but I wasn't really focused. I was just like basketball. I was straight on. You know, I was never partying or anything like that. I would look down on people who partied. I would be like, "What the fuck are you fucking doing?
Lame."
I would think that was so lame, bro. And then, you know, and then like 19, I started drinking and getting attention from girls. I'm like, "Oh, this is the shit."
You thought you were the guy.
I'm like, this is mad. You know, and then Emmanuel Golan will tell you, like, that 3 months, all I talked about was like, bro, when I get back to Melbourne, I'm going to this club, that club, this club.
So that's what your mindset was on.
Yeah, I used to look at club photos. Like, you know Pedro?
Yeah.
Basketball player? He always used to put, because he has his night vintage.
Yeah.
And I used to see the photos come up. And I was in my dorm in Iowa where nothing was happening. I was like, man, all these hot girls in Melbourne going out. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go.
That should be me.
That should be me. I was hyped. I was buying clothes off Amazon and shit.
No.
Fit check, bro. Fit check.
You know, you're finding like your style. You know,
Yeah,
when
you're discovering
18,
who
19,
you- yeah.
yeah, you're discovering who you are.
Fuck, this guy was in another country dying for Nyash and he hasn't even gotten home. Yeah. He was on Nyashitis, bro. He was ready on the hunt. That's crazy though. Like, the way you say it, it's like, okay, if your season went better and you guys won, do you think you stay locked in? Or if you played more, let's say you were the starting point guard and you were locked in, you won the chip, does Nyash Nate come out? Or do you reckon it'd still be the same outcome?
Ooh. That's a good question, man. It'd probably be a bit different. You know what? If I played how I thought I was gonna play, I would have stayed more years. Basketball probably would have gone longer. But the thing is, I had a really, really bad hip injury with both my hips happening at the time, and something I didn't really like talk about too much because I knew it was pretty unfixable.
Yep.
So I just sort of battled through it as much as I could until it got to the point where I was like, oh man, I can't do this anymore. I had like a grinding in my hips, like bone spurs and stuff, so I couldn't slide defensively.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
That's fucked. How did that happen? Just random or?
A mix of genetics. Like I got like a mix of genetics and just overtraining a lot.
Yep.
And the cartilage was all worn out through the bone spurs. Like the surgeon said, if I don't get my hips done, I'll have like hip replacements by the time I'm 30. Dang. Yeah, so
2 years away.
Yeah. Well, 2 years away now. Yeah. So I mean, it was just as you do, you just ignore it. I just ignored it because I wanted to play. I was like,
I think everyone, not everyone, a lot of people play through injury.
a lot of people have that stuff. Yeah.
You play through injury, Chris?
Yeah, I think I had a broken toe. Like, you can't really fix a broken toe, really.
Yeah, fair.
Like, you gotta let it recover. Just play footy through it.
Yeah.
Oh, you played through it?
Yeah.
For how long?
Like ages. I'll just wrap it up every week.
Yeah.
And then it got better like after the season finished. I'm not fucking
You had
kicking
some
it every,
rest.
3
And then you
weeks,
were fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Bro, my mom made me play through everything. No, like everything. Like my ankle's fat. Get an ankle brace, you're playing.
Damn.
Like mom's like, I'm paying, I'm taking you to games.
Yeah.
Like my mom just like, shout out mom, like definitely made me a bit tough, but there was no excuses when it came to the court. It's like, you hurt, suck it up. She's like, don't ever fucking cry on the court. Get the fuck up. I'm like, damn. And now with me today, I've got like a bit of that complex. Like, I'll dislocate my shoulder, still play. Like, I'll still, it's
crazy.
stupid. Like, now I think of it, it's very stupid. But
I mean, there's so many pros and cons. It's like not,
it's not black and white. It's definitely a mindset thing.
Yeah.
I think you got to be clever about it. I think it's definitely graced me with a good mindset.
Yeah.
But to keep touching on your college, man, what's one thing you'd change about it, your college experience, or would you leave it the same?
What would I change about it? Nothing. It was the best experience that ever happened to me, like in terms of growth and mindset going forward. Because I look at where I'm at now, and like a lot of people can't or don't seem to know the pathway on how to like achieve something. And not saying that I've achieved a great deal, but like I feel like because of that experience, I understand the mental fortitude that it takes to really grind through something and not really let because I had coaches that were like telling me, oh, we're not going to play you, or we don't really want you back next year, and like
That's
just give it to you straight up, like as a man, treat you like a man. So going into the boxing thing, I have that voice in my head, like just treat myself like a man. Be honest with myself. You know? I think it was invaluable experience. So I wouldn't change it.
100%.
Like everything happens for a reason.
Man, and you don't realize that when you're young.
Yeah.
When you're young, you're like, man, fuck. I remember when they told me that my scholarship wasn't going to be there next year, I went to my dorm room and cried. I was just fucking crying. I was like,
Of course, that's confronting as. Like, you've gone, you've taken a big risk, you're there, you like tried to put in work, some fucking fuck Parker came in, fuck shit up, not playing how you want to play, and then you're like, not having you back.
Bro,
That's crazy.
I thought I was gonna up until I was like 18 or 19. I thought I was gonna make the NBA. Like that was like,
Legit,
in my mind. That was what I was gonna do. So
you fixed it out. Like that was your mindset.
And then I was like cut from the junior college team. I was like, oh fuck, this might
Maybe.
not happen.
What now, bro?
This might not happen. What now?
Maybe not exactly, but
now?
obviously you fell on your feet and you spent 3 years getting yash and partying and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a
but
good
like,
time too.
it's touching on coaches and stuff. I don't feel like there'd be coaches here that'd be like, yeah, mate, nah. Like it kind of beat around the bush a little bit. So I think it was good that you had that straight up experience because a lot of people aren't straight up like that.
Nah, that's very true, man. We had some coaches there. They treat it like a business.
Yeah.
So they are very straight up with you. They treat you like a man. but they also care for you.
Of course.
But they treat you like a man. They'll tell you if you're fucking up, and it's on you to be able to handle it. Because a lot of the kids from there that we had on the team, we had three guys from Flint, Michigan. So Flint, Michigan's like it's the number 1 or 2 highest
place in
murder
the world or
rate.
some shit?
Yeah, highest murder rate in the States. So these kids are like 18, 19, but they're fully grown.
Yeah.
You know, mentally, they don't care. They give a fuck if you tell them like, you're not playing good. It's like doesn't register. Whereas for me, if you tell me, oh, you're not playing good, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you can't just deflect.
yeah.
You get shot a little bit.
Because I'm immature. I was immature like that, you know? Yeah. And I still see it in certain people that are trying to do things in boxing, and, you know, you can't have that ego on you if you want to grow. You know? You can't have that.
100%. I think no, that was perfect. I know it's a bit of a long segue, but it was good. We touched on basketball first, and then obviously you spent 3 years, you party, you do what you got to do, living your life, frat boy Nate, and then you kind of really got into boxing. You said PCYC, like, did you just watch a video and like, yeah, fuck, this is lit, let me jump on it, or was there someone who spurred you to boxing? Like, how did it really start? You in the ring?
How did it really start? I used to box with Ben Shellam's brother Ryan Shellam out in the backyard of his house. We used to just do fitness, spar a little bit. And then I had applied for a job at the PCYC ages ago. And then for some reason, because my sister lives around there and I was babysitting at the time, I went there for a training and, I just trained. I sparred a little bit. I got punched a few times and I just was like, fuck, I got to do this. I don't know.
Just fell in love with it.
It was natural because I already played basketball, so I had a bit of footwork. I had a bit of, I was lifting at the time as well, so I had a base level of strength. Yeah. So.
You're an athlete.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, with bad hips. I had surgery in between that time as well.
So yeah, you come back from the States, you spent 3 years partying, surgery, and then you picked it up. And then how old are you by that stage?
By the time I started boxing?
Started boxing.
When I went to my first class, I think I was probably like 23.
24,
23, yeah. 23, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I still have time to start.
Yeah. Oh, man. Bro.
So when you went into boxing, did you have like a coach or just like self-taught, just like looking at other people and just...
Ryan, so Ben Shellam, his little brother, he taught me some basics. But then, the PCYC, they have a coach, the head coach, Jeremy Udovich, this Russian guy. And he basically taught me the basics at the start and was my coach for my first 10 fights.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long into training do you start fighting?
I think I had my first fight after like 6 months at PCYC.
Damn.
Shit. Is that a good time frame? Do you think, looking back on it?
Was it a good time frame? Yeah, I think so. Depending on, like, I was pretty game. I wasn't really, through my experiences being in the States and big basketball games and whatnot, I wasn't too, when it came to my first fight, I was pretty well put together. I wasn't so super nervous or anything like that.
Yeah, so
I had good sparring.
So you were at it. What's how often were you training? Like, what was your regimen in your head? Obviously, like playing ball and you thought you were gonna be in the NBA and whatnot. Like, was it picking up another sport? You're like, yeah, this is it, or was it more? Oh, this is fun. I enjoyed it. I was like, nah, this is the fucking shit. Like, I'm gonna do this.
No, it was just natural. I just did it for fun. Did it for fun, and I kept letting that guide me as to where I was going with it. Having confronting experiences like sparring, getting beat up a little bit, and having to make that decision: do I go back or do I quit? And you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And I would naturally just from all the basketball days, naturally I'll just go back.
Because you just wanted it.
So what was like the mindset change from like frat boy Nate to like boxing and then fighting in the first 6 months? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I can't even remember what was happening. I think I switched jobs. So I had surgery, and after I had surgery, I kind of stepped away from working in the bars and stuff. So when I was more working in the bars, the life was around me. So that was what I was doing. As I had surgery after that, I actually tried to make a comeback into basketball. So I already had that comeback mentality instilled in me. Then when I realized basketball wasn't really the thing I wanted to do, boxing took over, and I probably just steered away from... I started barbering. That's what it is. I started barbering, a new job. That's really what said it. Because Damo, my boss, he's big into kickboxing. He's not a party guy like that. So that's who I was around 5 days a week. So I think that's what I ended up emulating.
Yeah. I was going to touch on it. I was definitely thought, barbering had an impact in what happened and the mindset shift. Because like obviously anyone he goes down to neighborhood barbers. There's barbers in fucking Melbourne. If you know Dame, he's bro. Me and Freddie talk about it a lot. He's one of the best people I've ever met in my life.
He's
like,
a man.
No, he is literally. He's a man. Like he's got such a calming presence, and he always just has that like big brother kind of like vibe about him, you know. And it like in the shop it's like your little fucking knucklehead, and he's like, "Oh, bro, mate, you can't be doing that, bro." Like, so being around someone like that for how long has it been now?
Maybe like since 2016. So actually, like 2016 when I started working at the barbershop, I did all my barbering stuff. And then 2018, I had my first fight. So it was actually like, I didn't even touch on that. It was a good 2 years or a year and a half spent at the barbershop, which went hand in hand with the boxing mindset. So, you know, as far as Party Nate goes, I really cared about that job. So I wasn't showing up hungover or whatever. You know, I really wanted to be successful in that. So I guess that went hand in hand with the boxing. That was where my mind was at the time.
What made you get into barbering?
My friend, one of my best friends, Claude, Eamon's twin brother, does Pro and Summer Jam and stuff. I just come off surgery and I was looking at DJing or barbering. You know, I didn't really have any skills.
That's a crazy switch.
Either or. I didn't have any skills. Like I didn't really have any.
Your whole
like,
life's been ball.
You know, I didn't really have any like. I could bartend. I had built up some social skills which I didn't have previously from partying. I think that's a good thing. Like. You know, but I didn't have any like trade skills. Yeah.
Didn't go to like, you know, obviously study because you were at college and then took time off.
Man, and I was so not interested in school, you know, but like I just wasn't. And then I went to, Claude mentioned this barber school, 10-week course, and we did it. And like, it was a school structure, 5 days a week, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, or 9 to 3, something like that. And yeah, I just remember having the best time of my life in a school environment. Yeah. So I was like, oh, what?
This is fun, like that social aspect.
So
like
fun.
Would have taken you back to kind of like being in the dorm, like you know, like that.
So fun. I think his barbering was fun. It's not like sit down and write. You know what I mean? It's like cut hair, talk, hang out with your friends. Like
it's another art. Mad. It's another art form in a sense.
Man, 100%.
Like basketball, boxing, barbering, like it's all art. The 100%. BBB baby.
No, yeah, man, and I was so shit at barbering, and that's when I'm like bad at something, but I like it.
You want to get good at it.
Yeah, you want to get good at it.
So you get like hooked on it.
Yeah.
So you finished, you graduated the school of barbering, and then how'd you end up at Damo's shop? Just knocking the door? Like how'd that happen?
Dame I fucking met through Paran, the basketball courts in Paran. So we used to go down there, play street ball quite a lot. And I remember just seeing this Islander dude like in a LeBron jersey, number 6, like just hooping randomly. And yeah, I don't know how I got his details. Somehow like I found out he was a barber, and I started getting my hair cut by him. Then I went to barber school. Then I had his contact.
Okay,
I reached out, sending my photos of haircuts and stuff like that. And I live like 2 minutes away from the actual shop. So I just went down there at first on like $50 a week, you know, just learning. And then just been there ever since.
Fast. So that's like since 2016 you've been at Neighborhood?
Since November 2016, yeah.
6 years soon. Fuck.
Yeah.
Being a barber, give me the best thing and the worst thing about it.
The best thing and the worst thing?
Yeah.
The best thing, I think, just being around like-minded people and being around your friends. You know, I always value.
Yeah, this guy just cuts his friends, bro. And when he comes in, it's like his friend. You know, that's pretty gangster.
It's man, I'm always grateful. You know.
Yeah.
That's like one, to even have good friends. Not a lot of people even have like good solid friends. That's hard to,
Facts,
you know, that's tough.
Some people,
yeah. And I attribute that to basketball. You know what I mean? Like it's something so pure. Like basketball, like a sport, that's why I think they're real pure. Like when you bond and create relationships, they're also like, you know, concrete and pure. When you make them through partying and things that are less like pure,
meaningful,
they can
comes
be
and goes.
a bit more shaky.
Yeah, like if you meet your best friend in the club, like they're not going to be your best friend for ages. We're like, all my ball friends were still, like we're still solid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like what's the worst thing about barbering is like you just get like a schmuck client, you're like, shut the fuck up, like.
Or when like the client doesn't talk, bro.
Yeah,
he's having to start a conversation.
Yeah, Nate's just probably in his head.
You gotta conserve your energy, man. It's a long day. You gotta pick your moments where you want to talk. You know, when you don't want to talk.
10 hours, like 9 hour days.
Man, I'm a very person, like I can't talk unless it's about something I'm interested in.
So,
You know what I mean?
so what, like your client's just rambling in your head, just like, shut the fuck.
Yeah, but like credit to most clients. Like a lot of people pick up on that pretty quick.
Yeah, and they
You
know
what
the
I mean?
vibes.
They'll just be like, oh, I don't need to talk.
Yeah, and just get the job done.
Just get the job done.
What's your favorite haircut to do?
To
Or is
do?
it, like, do you have one or you just don't care? It's like whatever.
Oh man, like at this stage, haircut's just haircut at the
Yeah,
moment for
because
me.
you've done 6 years of it.
Yeah, I kind of plateaued a little bit. I haven't been putting all my energy into
It's-
doing sick haircuts. You know, I like them.
What's the craziest haircut you've ever done?
He does some wild
Craziest,
shit. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Designs and stuff. Yeah, but like I'm not a very drawing type person, so I've done a lot of designs which I've fucked up, which have made for real awkward situations.
Yeah, so what do you do in that situation? It's like, you fucked it.
Oh no, I fucked your
Yeah,
hair. I'm
and
sorry.
like the guy
You
doesn't
just
see
like,
it yet.
like sweat,
shit.
like you like sweat, look around and think about like how you can make this like go away. You
Yeah,
kind
the
of
hair
like
grows back, man. Hair
yeah,
grows back.
you kind of have to just get to a point where you kind of just ask them, is this all right?
What if they say no? Because I feel like whenever I get a haircut and someone asks me, is it all right? I always say yes, like a buckle.
Yeah.
Like I've had fucked haircuts before. Like my hairline's back here. I'm like, yeah, it's good.
That's what you count on, man. It's Bible.
You just hope that
Yeah,
they.
you just hope that they're like,
Anxious
just-
in the
yeah,
chair.
yeah, they're just like, like, oh yeah, it's good. You're like, yeah, cool.
That's it.
Like the energy is so off between you.
Yeah,
two.
yeah, you know.
It's just like both of you know.
Has anyone been like, bro, this is ass to your face, and you've had to fix it, or like you've had to like not pay?
Luckily Dame was such a good guy that like if I asked him to fix something, he'd fix it.
Fuck, so he could fix it.
Yeah. If no one can fix it, he can fix it.
He's a wizard, just like.
Yeah, it's designs especially. You like do some crazy shit. It doesn't even look like anything, and he'll come in like edge at it, and then like it's a whole picture at the end. I'm like, damn, how did you do that? He's an artist, bro. I'm telling you, he's crazy. Me, I don't have an artistic bone in my body, bro.
Yeah.
Like I
So
draw and it just looks retarded.
So it's a bit different. But like with Dame, his fucking reels on Mortal Kombat and like whenever he gets it,
He's got his own style, that's for sure.
he does. Bro, people wait for hours to sit in Dame's chair.
Yeah.
That's a credit. Like people like pay a lot to sit in Dame's chair and be with Dame, bro.
He has a focus, like it's different, like a focus for his craft, and he has a passion that like it's just super consistent. Like I reckon for the 6 years that I've known him, he's put his 100% effort into every cut.
Every time.
Like so consistent,
Yeah.
so consistent that it's like it's pretty crazy.
He's never like, I like being there. He's never rushed someone out of his chair. He's never been like, nah, like he loves it.
Yeah, unless it's like something like something family has happened and he has to get
Yeah.
like an emergency.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, it's been like, he actually genuinely loves it, and his focus, that's a different thing. Like for me, if I'm cutting and I'm conscious of a guy who's like, I'm 15 minutes behind, I'm
Yeah.
conscious of that.
You trying
I get through it. Dame's like, he's just oblivious to it.
Yeah.
It's just all he sees is the work in front of
And
him.
he sees he's in his own world.
He's in his own world like crazy.
Is there ever times where you just drain, just cutting in shit?
Me?
Yeah.
All the time.
Fuck this shit.
All the time, man. All the time. That's why I cut it down to 3 days. I was doing 5 days. I cut it down.
I feel like that's a lot because you're constant talking on your feet,
Oh, man.
doing stuff. How's your day? Yeah, good. Like, shut up. Don't care about your day.
Yeah.
Like, this guy comes in, all around, just like, you could have fucking done this yourself. Like, there's a lot to it. All right, from a barber, what's the most you'd pay for a cut or you think is reasonable for a cut?
What I'd pay?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you think is like reasonable? Some guys are paying fucking shit tons.
What am I getting? Like, am I getting my beard done as well?
Yeah. Taper, beard,
Taper,
all
beard,
that.
haircut. Like,
Bit trim on top.
who's cutting it?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Like someone good?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a good cut.
It's a good cut. You'll go back every 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Fuck, what do I pay? I haven't paid for a haircut in so long. Like it's like 7 years. Maybe like 50 bucks.
$50 is reasonable.
Yeah, 50
Chris,
bucks.
what's the most you pay?
Fuck, most I'd pay, not 50, probably like $40. Mate.
40?
It's a
That's
bit hard
fair.
on the public holiday,
Yeah.
10% surcharge. It's getting up there. And I was
Man,
$40 fair.
what do you get?
just a skin mid fade and
Skin
trim on the
fade.
top.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Same cut every time, you schmuck.
Yeah, bro.
They do it for $40? Where you go?
35.
Oh, really?
Shout out Daniel.
Wait, from his house?
Nah, from
A shop.
barbershop.
How long,
From a
how
barbershop.
long are you in the chair for?
Like 30 minutes. It's
Fuck.
Okay.
It's good money though, like $35 for 30 minutes if you think of it. That's not bad. Some people pay like $100.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
That
I've
is
seen
fucked.
those numbers. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get, like, is that justified? Charging that much?
Uh,
And you're going to them as well. I can
Yeah.
get if they're coming to your house and like they're setting up their
Setting
equipment and
up.
shit. We're like, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But if you're going to them and they're charging $100, that's wild. Bro.
That's correct. Like, it's a cut. Like, you're not fucking
It's gonna
massaging
grow
my
back
feet.
in, like,
Yeah.
a fucking week.
I don't know. I don't think I could justify 100.
yes, I don't know. A lot of barbers, the whole movement of Melbourne is knowing your worth, right? So a lot
Yeah.
of barbers just feel like they know their worth.
But it's not even their worth. That's crazy.
And other people just roll with it. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, sweet.
Yeah, yeah, bro, $100.
Yeah,
That's
$100, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. Some people's measure of money is way
Yeah,
different.
it is. It is. I
It's
feel
way
like if you put a
different.
price tag on something, people are going to think it's worth that and they do it.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably not.
Yeah.
But it's weird how money works. See, people pay $8 for a coffee. I'm guilty of that.
People value the fade, bro.
They do,
This
bro.
era is like, you know
It's
what I mean?
confidence.
It's
Yeah, bro.
confidence.
Like, how good do you feel
Oh,
after fade,
bro.
You know what
I'm
I
a
mean?
narcissist. Like, for the 2 days after my haircut's fresh, I'm looking in the mirror for no
I
reason.
see you with your selfies, bro. Straight up. straight after the strong jawline.
Bro, I got the boomerang
bro?
and
Chad
shit.
face going,
Bro, in the car for like 20 minutes picking a song. Like, yeah. And then after that, I just feel ass again. Like, until I get a cut. Further touching, so you were on Dame, he was kickboxing and stuff, and then you started boxing heavily, and mindsets changed. Now we're fast forward, we're 23 years old. How many fights have you had right now, bro?
14 at the moment.
14.
15 next week. Yeah.
15 next week. This
That's
is
crazy how you're 1 week out. And
This
just
guy's
chill,
chilling,
like,
bro.
that's crazy.
how do you prep for a fight? Like, I think I would, I don't know. I think I'd
I
go.
probably wouldn't sleep, bro.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you're just eager to fuck some cunt
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
How do you prep for it, bro?
Man, a lot of sparring, training. I just go to training all the time. Train maybe 3 times a week at the gym, maybe 4. Lift probably about 3 times a week. You know, strength, hypertrophy, power, different phases, and then do my own shadow boxing technique, whatever I feel like I need to work on. Break down sparring, formulate drills based on my weaknesses, and just mix up the intensities, light, heavy. Definitely sparring. You know, I got at Real Deal Boxing Club some really, really good
Shout out
elite
Real Deal.
sparring. Shout out Real Deal, Christian, Maddie, who I've been sparring a lot. He's 3-0 as a pro.
Yes, sir.
16 and like 1 as an amateur. But man, good sparring and yeah, just a relaxed mindset. I think, you know, yeah, that's it. Just
So
have
what do you
fun
think
with it.
the hardest things, both inside and outside of the ring, like they've had to deal with?
Hardest things outside of the ring, definitely the weight management. At the start, that was a lot, you know, and I was partying a little bit sometimes, you know, and just the stress management of partying and trying to fight and perform at your best, it just didn't work well. So that was very stressful. Inside of the ring, you know, when everything's going good and I'm living a clean life, which I am now, is just performing. You know, when you perform how you want to perform and all the work you put in shows in the ring and like, you know, you put it on someone, there's nothing like that feeling of being like, kind of like, I was never a mean person, but being mean and putting it on someone, it's like, it feels good.
It's like a bully almost.
Yeah,
like,
like,
fuck
you
this
know,
guy.
like,
Pop, pop,
yeah,
pop.
man, it's just like, it's a presence thing. It's like you have to dominate type thing. And I was never like that. So that was always something I was trying to build on. Still am trying to build on. So that's like it's a way to like, you know, try and better yourself as well. Cause it's not like I'm trying to, you know, it's all respect. You respect each other at the end of the day, but you know, it's like,
Still like,
it's one-on-one.
I'm here to fuck you up.
One-on-one
Like,
warfare.
it's in the
man.
ring. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no hiding. I think that's the beauty of boxing. Like, basketball, if you make a shit play, it's like, fuck, sub me out. Like, is what it is. Like, where are you going to go? Like, you fuck up. Like, you get knocked out. Like, that's all it is. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to hide. It definitely exposes your weaknesses in the ring and as a person and mentally. It's like, if you're scared, it shows up and then you like, your health's at risk. You know what I mean? Because you're getting fucked up.
There's a lot of a lot of aspects to the sport, you know, like your health and your life as well. So, you know, it's a pretty serious thing, but you got to make it fun. Because if you take it too serious, it's not going to be fun.
What was the what did you feel like the first time you got like hit hard?
Yeah,
like,
we-
in a ring.
we
Like,
shit
what was
rocked.
going through? Yeah, what was
Sounds
going
like-
through your head?
It just
bro?
sounds like boom. That's what it sounds like. Boom, like just to
Yeah.
be like thud. And I was like, fuck. I don't know. I was like, shit, this guy's aggressive. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting someone to be that aggressive, you know, like see their face like that.
Meat
and then,
mug you
and then
and
you're
shit.
like, boom, you know, starting like, oh shit, like I'm being like, you know, being hit.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
real.
I've never been in street fights or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of guy, you know. And then like, but always after you go through the hard bit, and then you always end up sitting on the ring after, and you just have time to reflect like 30 seconds or a minute, and you're like, oh, like that was that was an experience, like and then you learn more about it. You learn more about it.
Was there ever a moment after you got hit or hurt, you're like, nah, fuck this isn't for me?
Yeah. I've had many of those moments between my 1 and 10 fights. I had a lot of those moments. I would start, stop, go to sparring, get beat up. Just be like contemplate my life. Like nah, have headaches and shit like that. Like nah, it's not it.
But now you feel like you're in rhythm. You're like, this is
Because I've aligned my life, my outside habits. So if your outside habits aren't matching up to boxing and you're not performing well, it's just like. It's just I don't know what you call it. It's like a wormhole.
Yeah.
It like just eats itself.
gets caught in a loop a little
It's
bit.
never gonna work,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
you get caught in denial because you get caught in denial like, oh no, I can still do this and box, but reality is life always just it has
It's
like
in
an
the way.
equation. Yeah,
That's actually
you can't.
I
that's,
feel like
the
that's a lot,
equation.
like with every sport or like everything you're trying to do. Like that's with like bodybuilding. If you're not getting enough sleep, your diet's not right. You could look like shit. You got to perform like shit in the gym.
it's.
And I feel like that's the same with boxing, basketball. It's
Same
like
with everything.
You're not gonna perform.
I
if
feel like
your
this,
outside things don't align.
There's no ways around it. Like
Yeah.
like
I don't think I realized this until this year. Like before, I thought if I train well, I should play well. Like I thought that was the only correlation, but when you look at it as in like you said, an equation, it's diet, it's sleep, it's mindset. Like, am I okay mentally? Like, am I getting the sleep I need? Like Chris said, like there's so many other factors. Like that I have a shit day, is work stressing me out, and you don't realize that impacts everything, bro. Like I know for like even if I related to uni, if I have a shit day at work, fuck this shit. I don't want to study. And like, I want to sit down and do this fucking essay. Like, no. So like, you got to really, like, I think that's probably one of the best things I've heard in the potty. Like, make sure you outline, what do you say? Your other factors align with your internal goals?
Yeah, your outside life aligns and like and yeah, I don't know. I found a good balance. Big shout out to my girlfriend as well.
Hey, I thought 46 minutes in, she's getting the shout out.
She keeps me balanced, and that's
Oh, wow.
She keeps me balanced, man. Because before, when I was without her, I was seeking things like like partying and stuff like that. But she just created a nice environment for me to really focus.
Chris cheesing.
It's true,
bro. It's
You got a
so
girlfriend?
true.
You got a girlfriend? Do you feel like that as well?
It's like it just brings everything, like you said, like the balance. I don't feel like I need to go out no more. Like, what am I gonna go out for? Like, I can still go out with her, go out with the boys, but it's just good coming home to like your missus and stuff.
That's the feeling. When you did that was the feeling. It's comfort. It's comfort. You can go out and grind, and you're coming back to some love and
straight
like
Hard cuddles. This guy like kicks his feet on the chair and she like, oh, Bianca's coming. I'm like, fuck off.
Every man needs that, bro.
Bro, it's a staple, right?
that.
Like you go train, get fucked up, whether you fuck someone up is what it is, but the moment you walk into those doors and smell your house smells good, but I ain't gonna hold you. It's clean, shout out Sandy.
She's clean.
And then you just get like a hug. It's like, fuck. It's like a release in a sense.
Man, it's big.
And it's
bro.
a healthy release. Like you're not punching someone or you're not lifting weights. It's a different, I don't know. It's like an emotional release.
Yeah.
And
sure.
it's definitely
Keeps you in
needed.
check. Yeah, it keeps you in check. It keeps I think family, if you're grinding towards that, like a pure goal, like family and stuff, you're always gonna, put your best foot forward and like, and be true to what you're doing. So
If we're keep touching on balance, if we had like the one hand rule, what's the 5 things like most important to you in terms of balance, in terms of life? Just 5 things. What is it?
5 things. That's tough. In terms of what success?
Or just your balance? Like is it
balance?
Sandy boxing? Like what's your 5?
Relationships,
Yep.
friends, family,
Yep.
girlfriend, enjoying what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
eating. Like you don't have to be super clean, but you gotta be I reckon like 80-20.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know?
I think that's a very good rule, like the 80-20
Yeah.
with everything.
Yeah. Just in terms of your overall mood and how you're feeling. If you're eating shit, you're going to feel
Like
shit.
bro.
You know? Yeah. Your interactions are going to be
Trust
shit.
me.
You know, your energy's going to be shit. What do you know?
Trust me. Yep.
What, you been eating shit lately?
Sometimes it was just fucked. Like there was like when shit was really hard for me end of year, start of year, like I wasn't eating
Yeah.
at all. Like when I was staying at Westies, when I was in the move, I'd work.
Why? Because
all
stressed
day.
out or?
Just didn't like, I was stressed out. Like I wasn't cooking because I'd get up, go to work. Like I had to drive an hour, 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd eat is like a Macca's burger.
Crazy. This guy didn't eat breakfast, I don't think, for the first 3 months we were here. It was
Yeah, because my habits were fucked. Like
what the fuck is that?
because my whole life was work, and nothing else mattered.
It'd be good to have him around you though.
That's
just to keep you in. Like,
bro, it
even though you
changed
don't,
me.
Yeah.
It changed me. Like it was completely different in terms of what he was doing with his bodybuilding. I'm like, if this cunt can fucking count the rice he's eating in his body, I can eat breakfast. Like I can get up half an hour earlier. But again, like I was so drained mentally, physically that I would rather sleep in an extra half an hour than wake up and eat.
Yeah.
Bro, I was waking up, brush my teeth, wash my hair, go to work. 5 minutes in and out of the house. Work like 8-10 hours, come home, study, done. Like I'm like, nah, food's not important because I was going at it without it for so long. And then like I almost died and shit. But then like you said, it's definitely important and health is wealth. And I realized that.
100%.
And today I cook a little stir fry,
Yeah, that's it.
be healthy and shit. And it makes you feel better.
Yeah,
I
man.
think it's like stress free, knowing like I feel like that's for me. When I have my meal prep, it's like it makes life so much easier. I know I have food in there, so I don't need to worry about like what am I gonna eat or like when I need to do this, when I need to cook. It's just there, grab it, heat it up, and then eat.
100%. But yeah, sorry, bro, I cut you off.
No, you've seen the value in it over time. You know what I mean, and you've been organized as well. Like you guys are both organized, but doing what you do, you know that that the food has priority. Whereas you didn't have priority. It was just like work. You know, you didn't see how it directly affected.
Exactly. I never thought it impacted my life in any way. It was just like I eat it because I have to. This, that, and it's just like I can go. Like in my head, if I think something, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm good. And then your body says, "Well, I'm shutting down because I'm not."
Yeah,
Because I'm running off nothing.
Yeah, man.
And then like he kept me on check, bro. He'd message me, "You take your vitamins?" Like he was my mom.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep.
And he's like, I noticed your smoothie thing wasn't out. You didn't have breakfast? I'm like, fuck. Like, he kept me in check and I needed it.
And that's the thing about what I was saying before about having good friends, people that are solid. You know, you might not want to hear what they're saying, but like Ben was that guy to me. Like he always told me shit. I didn't want to hear it, but it was the right thing. And I was always like, you know, eventually I caught on.
Yeah.
And like he will tell you probably don't want to hear that shit, but like
100%.
like that's what a good friend does. They tell you that.
And that's what we do all the time in the house. And that's why like I carry a lot of my success to Chris and just being with him and what he says and just being like just like experiencing it, and it's just like I'm competitive as well. It motivates me. Like if Chris goes to the gym and I've done nothing, no one necessarily me go to the gym, but if I haven't studied, fuck. Like he's beat me, he's got one up on me. I gotta do what I have to do today, because if he can do the same, I check his whiteboard, he's got like 19 things and he's just ticking them off. And I'm like, fuck, bro, I suck.
That's like accountability thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like we both keep each other in check. I feel like that's so important. Like you said, just having that really good friend group around you.
100%.
Did you just grow up together?
Nah. So like,
Year 12 we got. He was year 12. Yeah, you were year 12, I was year 11.
yeah,
We were cool, like play basketball and stuff at lunch. And then once he graduated, I was year 12. And that's when we got tight. Like we were probably tight for 8 months before we moved in.
Okay.
But you just know. I just feel like you just know.
just sick.
You just know who you can live with based off vibe and like,
Yeah. Judge your character.
yeah. And then once we did it, it was like, yeah, perfect.
Oh, nice.
It was
So
dope.
good.
But
Yeah.
fuck, bro, you had 2 more left on your 5. I cut you as a bit of a tangent.
I mean, well, you touched on it. One of them was like how you were going hard out with work, and I think the mental balance and time to relax, to unplug. Guy like you, very ambitious, you know. Always looking forward to the next thing, how you can make this better. But I think that can stress you out. So I think sometimes, like, you know, not understanding how much you got in the tank for that day mentally, and then kind of just chilling out, watching a movie or doing some shit you actually just enjoy, just doesn't have any meaning to it. Just like, I don't know, you know, that really calms you down, gets you in the right mindset, I think.
It sounds like you've kind of like, It's good, bro, to hear like the growth and evolution from basketball and barbering to where you are now. I definitely feel like all those factors contribute to the man you are, and that's the reason you're gonna be a pro boxer. And like it all comes full circle. So like fast forward. I don't think if you fast forward 10 years ago, like when you were 19 to now, you wouldn't be in the position you are. Like you were crying in your dorm room because your scholarship got cut, and you know what I mean. But like you said, sometimes the worst thing in life can end up being one of the best things that happen to you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean. But touching on boxing a little bit more, but probably the last little topic we have time for is the coaching, bro. How did you get into coaching? And that's why we're tight today. And what's it been like? Like, talk to me a little bit about that, because you've always been coached, but what's it like coaching, bro?
Coaching, man, is great, bro. Like through lockdown, me and Mike. Do you know Mike Fortune?
Yeah, he was episode 4. Shout out episode 4.
Episode 4. All right. Man, we used to just like 2 years straight. He lived with me. We used to just train, bro. All we did was train. Our freaking idols were Nick and Nate Diaz.
Yes, sir.
We would just train, ride bikes, train 2-3 times a day, and I used to meditate. I went to the park one time. I meditated for 30 minutes, and I had super strong visions of just me in the gym. I had my kids running around the gym because I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point. So this really came to me, and it was a real strong vision. I realized I loved boxing. That was my passion, and why not, do something with it that has longevity. Like boxing as a fighter doesn't have a whole lot of longevity. It's a very,
Of course, it's a time frame. Like it's health.
It's a time frame. It can end like this. It can go for 10 years or it could end in 1 year. Depends. So the coaching, I realized I love being in the gym. Through basketball, I love being in the gym. Like I love being around that. I could live there. I could live and die in the gym. That could be my whole life. So coaching and passing on just became a thing. And then I started coaching you first at PCYC.
Remember that? I started the year.
Started the year, yeah. Only like 6, 7, 8 months ago. Oh, 9 actually. 9 months ago.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Damn, yeah. The
year catches up.
Yeah, but I had one of my guys have his first fight, which was awesome.
Shout out Albie.
That was mad.
How did it feel coaching that? Like being directly like almost paying like 2K. Like
it felt good, man. It felt good because one, to have an impact on someone's life like that, and two, just to see the game of boxing for what it is and be able to call shots from the sideline.
Different perspective.
I love the sport, man. It's such a one-on-one combat. Sick.
Where he said that one-on-one combat, it's
sick, man. It's sick.
So in terms of coaching, how many clients you got? And how many clients you have? And what's the biggest thing you've learned personally coaching? Not what you've taught, because I know like you've taught me a lot. Like we'll touch on it in a minute. But what's what you've learned, and have you like translated it to yourself boxing or just more so life?
What I've learned, like just in how you communicate to people, you can know a lot of stuff. Like I know how to throw a hook, but in terms of like how to teach someone to throw a hook, it's a whole different thing. You have to get on their level, understand what sort of language that makes sense to them, how their body works. You got to take in all these things and then make it efficient. You can't overload them. You got to, make it small and concise in layman's terms, basically, and give it to them. So that's the challenge. But other than that, just seeing, what their heart is like. Like when I was training you, AJ, something that really inspired me for this year was seeing what your mindset was like, seeing what your heart was like, seeing what your soul was like. That's what you get in boxing. You see where people's souls are at. So that really inspired me. You inspired me, and you were a beginner. Yeah. Not already boxer. So like, you can always learn from people.
It's
always learning from people.
It's just a different feeling.
It's
I don't know how to explain it. It's just different.
Everyone's got a fight in them, man.
Yeah, it's just about whether you bring it out.
Yeah.
Like, I think it does bring out the dog in you, whether or not you want to do it or not.
Yeah.
Like, when I started Albie for the first time, it fucked me up. Like, I got hit for the first time. I'm like, fuck.
It's a thud, yeah?
It
sounds like boom.
Me and Chris watched it. Like, my head went back.
Did you watch it as well?
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, this sucks. But like, I loved it a bit. I'm just like, fuck.
Bro, I thought this guy was crazy when he was talking about that shit. He's like, yeah, bro, it was fucking me up, but I love that shit, man. I was like, what the fuck?
That's the feeling.
Yeah, no, it is. And like,
that's the feeling.
I don't know, just like not being soft or weak. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, like kill me.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're just getting that in that mindset.
Your mum gave that to you probably.
She did.
No,
she did, like not being soft or weak. Like in the first spar, like I dislocated my shoulder.
I still have that on video.
Yeah, in between rounds.
Like, put it back. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, oh, I got it. I'm like, oh.
And then,
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to be like keep going or just stop. I just
yeah, and then
kept
you
going.
just you just go through it, and it's like it's just fun.
Yeah.
And no, like for me, and like another thing we're touching is work-life balance. Like really finding, because I go through phases. I feel like a little bit. I'm like, fuck it, all into uni. Nah, fuck it, all into like work. Nah, all into boxing. It's just like now, trying to find that balance is definitely important, and doing what you can. Like, am I going to do my essay or drive an hour and a half to go training? What do I want to do and what do I have to do? So kind of just finding that has definitely been the challenge for me. But nah, it's good, bro. It's fun. It's fun, and TK fucked me up, and just keep getting fucked up, but it's fun.
It's a journey, bro.
It is.
It's a journey.
Because what, you were 23?
23, yeah.
19, bro. It's
Yeah,
calm. I got 4 years, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Chris, you got
That's what I'm
time
saying.
to... Bro, you'd be a fucking menace at your size.
Nah.
Bro.
I did a bit. I like got a boxing thing that was at the back. I did that in like lockdown, just for like cardio.
Just for cardio, yeah.
because it's fun.
Yeah,
Exactly,
man.
It's like fun to do it.
I think everyone has their uses for boxing, whether you want to fight or not,
Yeah.
or like you can hit the bag. It's a great
Just
stress
outlet.
reliever. Outlet,
Just
great
an outlet.
outlet,
Yeah,
man.
1,000%.
It's
Great
definitely just an
outlet.
outlet. What's your goal coaching-wise?
Goal coaching wise to eventually have my own gym, have fighters, have a busy gym, but definitely be around the fight game. I think business wise is all great to have it up and running, but I want to be deep in the game, like be a good coach, develop fighters and learn the ins and outs of the pro boxing game.
And definitely, just being around you a lot, obviously, like we're tight and we're boys and whatnot. I do feel like you owe a lot to Christian. Like you speak very highly of him, man. Like every time I speak to you, like Christian. So, what's some things you got to say about Christian, man? You're your coach.
Man, great friend, become one of my real good friends. Great coach, brings out the best in you, brings out the confidence in you, can see your strengths and weaknesses, and just his language and the way he operates, brings out your strengths. And he's also in check enough to work on your weaknesses slowly. Very even keel type of guy, brings a good energy. And in my corner in fights has always calmed me down, always said the right things when I need to hear them. It might not be technical advice. He might just be like, hey, man, round was great. Just jab, have a look, relax. You know, just like very simple shit.
Brings you down to earth a little
Brings
bit.
you down to earth and doesn't just makes me feel calm. He's the type of dude I've always feel like he's really cares about me, has my back. In boxing, if you don't have that, you can leave the sport with no brain,
Literally.
It's just how it is, but he cares. He cares about you. It's a rough sport, man. You put it on the line. So, yeah, man, he's the man. He's such a great coach. Technical pads, just the man.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Just hearing you speak, like, I can just see how that's gonna like correlate into you, like coaching into younger kids, and just hear like the passion coming from you.
For sure.
How much you really like love the sport.
For sure.
It's just so dope.
Guy said he loves the sport at least 15 times.
Not a bad sport, man.
It's beautiful, man.
Been an awesome ep. If you had one piece of advice for anyone out there listening, whether that's boxing, mindset, basketball, like what would that advice be?
One piece of advice. All situations are hard, but enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing. Just try to enjoy it. Like, especially if you live in Melbourne, Australia, enjoy it. Enjoy your life, bro. Like, you still grind in that, and grinding and through discipline is where you enjoy it. But yeah, be grateful. Don't take things too seriously. Yeah, enjoy your life.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. Enjoy your life, man. Good luck next week for your fight. I know for a fact you're going to be a great boxing coach. You have been to me, and you're going to be an even better fighter, and you're going to be around the fight game for a long time. And you said a lot of thanks to a lot of people in this episode, so it's definitely up to us, like our time to thank you and thank the effort and energy you put into me as a person, but also as a boxer, but as a person foremost. And I've learned a lot in the 6 months that I've been training with you, and it's been pretty dope, bro. And appreciate you driving down to the ends. I know it's a little bit deep to be out here, man, but
Thanks for coming on.
excited, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. That was fun. It was my first podcast. That was fun. I enjoyed that.